Hi, I'm Nel Donato, artist and designer. I want to show you a new free resource for mixed media artists that I created and explain how it works. This is the Art Mediums Compatibility Chart, which you can access at bit.ly/mixed media mediums chart. The link is in the video description and the pop-up thing on the top of the screen. This opens a Google Sheet document with the chart. The chart shows how different art mediums interact together. I chose the materials which I think are used most often in mixed media art. There is also a list below with all the other materials I could think of that didn't fit into the chart. On this list, there's either a reference to a very similar medium in the chart or a short explanation of how it interacts with other materials. Now let's go back to the chart itself. In the rows, there are so-called bottom layers. You choose the medium you have on your paper or canvas, and then go along the row to find a medium you're considering putting on top of it. If the font is too small or too big, you can use this zoom dropdown. You can see there's some color coding going on. There are 4 different ratings of how well the materials work together. Yes means there are no caveats. You can just throw a thing on top of another thing and nothing bad is going to happen. Colored pencils on top of watercolor paint, no problem. Yes, but means that in most cases it will work, but there's something you should double check. Watercolor over India ink should work, but some inks may not be completely waterproof or they may need several hours to dry on certain papers. Test this combination on the paper you intend to use before you use it on an important drawing so you avoid disappointment. This little flyout will tell you what to pay attention to. Caution rating means there are potential problems or surprises ahead, but if you take certain precautions or add a step in between, you can make it work. Using acrylic ink over water-soluble pastels is not a bad decision, and actually it can be really interesting. I do that all the time. But you have to be prepared that the colors from your original pastel drawing will mix with acrylic and the paint is going to be tinted by the pastel, so you'll have a bit of color mixing going on. If the bottom layer is oil pastel and the top layer is watercolor, the pastel will resist any water-based paint. But that is potentially a cool effect you can use in your art. You can mark all the areas you don't want your watercolor to cover. I use this technique to preserve white details when I paint water or rocks, for example. The not advisable rating means that this combination of materials either will not work at all, or it might damage your art supplies, or it might potentially impact the longevity of your artwork. So even if it works at first, your art may degrade over time. Oil and wax-based mediums that are not water-soluble resist water-based mediums. The top layer of paint may start flaking off in a matter of a couple of years. So you don't want to do that on art you intend to sell, give as a gift, or leave as a legacy for your family. You can play an experiment for sure, just know that your original artwork may not be archival. What if you want to build more layers? With any other medium you wish to add on top, double check both your first layer and the second layer. So let's say you have watercolor paint and then you have colored pencils. If you want to add soft pastels on top, you check both how it interacts with watercolor and how it interacts with colored pencils, and so on. The more layers you add, you're gonna have a little bit more to check in with, except if you use something in between that will seal the layers. So let's say you use acrylic paint or acrylic gesso over an entire layer. Now it's completely sealed and nothing below it will go through the acrylic. In that case, you will take the acrylic paint or acrylic gesso as your bottom layer and check whatever you want to put on top of it. This chart can also serve as inspiration for mixed media combinations that you haven't tried yet. So if you see something that is a clear yes, or maybe something that is caution, but something that is easily overcome, maybe this will encourage you to try it out for yourself. A lot of this information comes from my personal experience using the materials and trying out, but there's a lot of information I had to research because I'm not working with all the materials. I looked up information published by other artists who are sharing their tips and advice about art, both online and in books, as well as forum discussions. I included my sources in the list on the Credits and Resources tab. Here you can find the articles where I got certain information from, or video demonstrations of mixed media art combinations. Some of the materials we're working with are rather new, so there's not so much information about how certain materials interact. We haven't done enough testing yet to verify that something is potentially a problem, but we're making educated guesses based on the properties of those materials. You might be surprised to learn that graphite is actually a very tricky material to combine with other materials. A graphite pencil is like the basis of all of our sketches, but if you apply a lot of graphite, it will resist most art materials, and there are some risks involved. If you go down the list, I try to include all the materials I could think of. But if you know of a material that is often used in mixed media or that you actually use, please let me know. I will keep updating this resource, and I'd be happy to include more materials. Also, if there are any errors in this chart or in the notes below, I'll correct them if you tell me about it. Send me an email or comment on this video. However, I do require that you provide some kind of evidence, photos or videos of art so I can see what it looks like, or something you found in a book or learned about in a class. Please cite your source so I can add it to the credits, and I will credit every artist who contributes information as well. Now go and check out the chart and let me know what you think about it. I hope to see you again in the next video. Bye bye.